You guys watch the halftime show?
I liked it. I enjoyed it.
Okay, but which one's the insurance guy? Which one's the progressive guy? That's a whole different guy.
I don't know his name. He's not Mace Windu, so I don't care.
Okay. All right.
In the name of the Galactic Senate of the Republic, you're under arrest, Chancellor.
Mic check 1 2, y'all hitting the kicks. Comedians live bringing all they tricks. Show me your bits, we laugh till we split. Latest jokes and news, what we roast and spit. Show me your bits, hey, show me your bits. Punchline sharp, leave you rolling in fits. Show me your bits, come on, show me your bits. Laughter, news updates, all in those wits. Funny bones tingling, topics get picked. From headlines to punchlines, wit is quick.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Show Me Your Bits podcast. We are back another week in the fucking home studio.
Let's do it.
If you can't see what's in our background, it's my living room. Very plain, very boring, as Perry pointed out today. We're going to fix that. Perry's going to fix that. Looking forward to that in a future episode. Anyways, like I said, we are back. I'm Matt Tamburino, the host of this goddamn thing. And then we have an amazing guest in the house. I'm so excited to have him. He's fucking hilarious. He's so funny. One of the local comedians here in Atlanta. His name is Abhi Singh.
Thank you for having me.
Where do you live, Abhi?
I'm in...
It's because I was thinking Downton Abbey. He also texted me earlier to make sure I don't say Abby.
Cancel him now.
Like I don't know his name is Abhi. He's like, please don't call him Abby. He's not a girl.
Funny enough, I used to go by Abby in like elementary school.
Okay.
I was just like, my teachers would read it that way, and I was like too shy to correct them, so I was like, whatever.
What's the like actual correct pronunciation? Like the actual like...
So the way to say it with like the proper Hindi pronunciation, it's Abhi.
Okay.
And then my full name is Abhinav.
Okay.
I think the Hindi meaning of my name is novelty. That's what my parents went with. So
you fuck a lot of white chicks, and it's like a novelty thing for them. Is that what they're thinking?
I guess.
Okay.
I've had chicks tell me that. They're like, "Oh, you're my first Indian."
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, cool.
Have you ever?
It's the same dick. Like
it's the same. It's not. I hope
it's the same dick.
I don't know.
Have you ever had an arranged?
Yours is better.
Have you ever had an arranged one night stand?
It's funny.
You're crazy. So, shut up. So, did you grow up Hindi? I mean, how much was that part of your life? So, where did you grow up?
So, I grew up in the Swanee, Duluth area.
Okay. So, you grew up in Swanee, and
I grew up in Swanee, and then I moved to the city for school. Like, I went to Georgia State University. I got my degree in computer science, and then I've just been in the city doing comedy ever since. I was raised Hindu.
Yeah.
You know, my mom would take me to the mandir every now and then.
Okay. That's the name of your church?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's like a religious place of gathering.
Yeah.
You know, I would read a little bit into like some of our transcripts, our holy documents. But I think as I got older, I kind of grew out of it, especially because of my dad's influence.
Okay.
My dad, as soon as he immigrated, he checked out of Hinduism completely.
Yeah.
One day when I was like 13, he was like, "Hey, you want to go to this place called Five Guys?" I was like, "Yeah, why not?"
That's not what's not Hindu about Five Guys.
Well,
homosexuality is very frowned upon in the Hindu religion. So,
but between the five of them, one of them's not Indian. You don't think?
Right.
They're all five white guys.
They probably the way that place looks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's no arranged gangbangs.
Yeah.
Oh,
arranged gangbangs. Having an arranged threesome at this Halloween party. So you guys don't really follow it much now?
I don't. My mom is still very devout. My brother, not so much.
What are
me and my brother are very like Americanized, I guess, as they call it. You know.
What are some like stipulations that like things you can't do
in Hinduism? So you can't eat beef.
Wow.
That's the big one. It's
I don't know anything about Hinduism. Like I know my ex-girlfriend's Muslim, so I know a lot of Muslim. I know a lot of Jewish stuff, Christians. I don't know anything about Hindu. I did not even know you couldn't have beef. Oh, because the cows are sacred. That's right.
The cows are sacred. I mean, they're like
I'd heard that
huge
before.
part of
that's
Indian life.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I think that's the big one, and then
you can eat pork.
We can eat pork.
Okay,
we can eat pork, but not that many pigs in India.
Okay.
So not like a huge market for it. Yeah. Not to mention that so many people that live there are Muslim. That's really the beef thing is the big one, and then I think. Yeah, some people can be homophobic in India. I don't know if it specifically says.
That's everywhere, man. That's not. I know.
No, I'm not trying to make you guys feel bad or anything.
No, I'm not trying. No, I was not trying to make you feel bad about different cultures. You know, the queers for Palestine really have a good strategy there. You haven't seen that?
No.
Yeah, there's a group that's like they have like signs that say queers for
That's
Palestine.
Oh.
And Palestinians are like, don't do that. Don't do that here.
Oh shit.
Please
Oh,
don't do that.
shit.
Over there.
No.
Just chill. Like we're cool, but
I don't know. I think in terms of
Gaza Strip. Sorry. Keep going.
Gaza Strip.
Nice.
As far as starting religions, I think Hinduism's a pretty cool one to get.
You got drafted into a good of all the religions you could get, dropped into.
Hinduism.
So much going on.
Well, I mean, Hinduism's like a cooler. I don't know. I was always more drawn towards. I tried to study a little bit of Hinduism and Buddhism. Once I like lost my.
Because you're fat.
Yeah, I said they worship. They worship cows, huh? These guys are gonna love me. No, but I looked into like Hinduism and more Buddhism because it was more like a mentality thing. But then I found out there's so many different like sects of both. Maybe not Hinduism, but Buddhism. There's a lot of different like versions of it, and so the books I was buying, they were like the heavy religious versions, and I still have one of them, but it would just be like chapters, and it would just be like every page is 10, 15 rules, and one of them was, something along the lines of, oh, you stepped on an ant, now a toad with a giant ball sack is gonna kill you, and then when you get reincarnated, it was like just wild shit, and I was more interested in the
like we're all friends. And, anti-war,
the spiritual mindset,
The salvation.
But you were reading like the Catholic version of Buddhism,
Yes.
where it's like
But-
fire and brimstone. Yeah, I grew up mostly like non-orthodox or whatever the freaking word is. Like I went to Christian churches, non-denominational, where they were just just the cool. Everybody loves each other. We're very accepting of everybody. But then my mom married my stepdad, who's Filipino and very Catholic. They're very Catholic people, and so we went to Catholic church every Sunday, and like the most fire and brimstone. Like I was told every Sunday I was going to hell. Like just by it was crazy. Just very strict. Yeah, very. And every Sunday we had to come back home after church and make rosaries.
Wow.
My Filipino grandma. But for every rosary we would make, she would make us a lumpia, which is like a spring roll kind of thing that they make in the Philippines. And it was so delicious. So we would trade child labor. But what was funny is like to make a rosary like the traditional way, you have to say, I was a child, so it was the I'm so bad at
Hail Mary or something?
Yeah, the Hail Marys and whatever, like the prayers for each bead and certain things you're supposed to do a certain prayer. So I knew I had like the thing I was supposed to read and I did it, but like I just felt so bad that like I felt like I didn't mean it. I don't know. I was just like doing it for food. I'm just like, Hail Mary, thank God, yes, okay, whatever.
That's funny.
So I feel like whoever has those
indoctrination.
rosaries now might not have the best lives. No, the food was worth it.
The rosaries were like
Filipino food.
half-ass blessed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I was trying to look into.
The fucking dog. She has never. Izzy, come here. Come here, baby girl.
Come here, dog.
Hercules over here ripping apart that
She
lion.
has never cared about her toy.
But I tried to look into Buddhism more, and I was seeing like Buddhism is like so old, and they have so much text that for your entire life, if every second you didn't sleep and you read every piece of Buddhist text that's ever existed, you could not make it through a fraction of it. There's so much of it, and so like it's a giant task to try and disseminate what is anything of it. And so there's so many different versions, and there's versions that are spiritual, and there's versions that are very, very religious based, that are anything you do accidentally even to a living creature, you are ending up in some layer of hell or getting tortured by some kind of demon. And just my favorite was the toad with the giant testicles torturing you. How, I don't know, but
they are very descriptive.
Swollen water barrel testicles or something. It said something like that, but
They said this was a punishment.
Don't tempt me with a good time.
But is there anything like that? I don't want to say crazy or weird in terms of like a religion, but I find it interesting and cool because Christianity is very plain. I think it's more like historical kind of, but with like Hinduism and Buddhism and some of the other religions, they're more like mythological and they're a little more like interesting.
Yeah, dude, totally.
You know?
Yes. So I think with Hinduism, when it comes to yourself, karma and reincarnation handle your whole kind of like life cycle. So you die, you're reincarnated as something that had kind of like the karma level of the karma that you ended with in your previous life. But there are so many like just like fantasy like stories, like the Ramayana, the Vedas, like all this stuff where it's like it's just a bunch of like gods like going to war or having conflicts.
Yeah.
Or like the one I studied when I was a kid was the Ramayana, and that was about like the strongest god being, he's like, he reincarnates himself as a human. He gets married. This guy named Ravan, he's like the bad guy. He's the devil. He takes the god's wife away, and that starts like a whole war. And you get like all these like characters. It's like the fucking Power Rangers. You just get like all these like different people with all these like different abilities. Like this guy Hanuman, he's like a monkey who has like crazy strength, and he can like shrink or grow himself to like any size.
Like Wukong.
What's Wukong?
I think that's what it's kind of based on. I don't know a lot about the video game, but yeah, I think it's based on the.
No, Wukong is Chinese mythology.
Yeah, but there's a new video game called Black
Wukong. Myth Wukong. Yeah, that's Chinese mythology.
Yeah, I know. It's made by the.
Yeah, I'm saying it's similar.
Similar, yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah, okay, but it's not
to that.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, you have like superb weapons, right? Like you have a bow and arrow that can shoot lightning, and travel any distance. I guess that's like their like AR-15, but like.
So Wukong took one of those lightning bows to a school and.
They've been making Bollywood movies since before movies were even a thing. It was just like crazy.
Totally, the vision was there. Totally.
The whoa, you're giving your brain out right now.
No, but yeah, that's cool. I mean, that's there's different ways. Different religions use different paths to get people to understand a universal idea. And I always appreciate that about certain religions. Like my uncle, he's a year younger than me. It's weird calling him my uncle. But anyways. He did the what's it called? The Mormonism. He did what's the church called? Church
of
Mormon
Latter-day
Church. Saints or whatever. I don't know. Anyways, but it's a weird thing, and there were certain aspects of it that were very weird. But when he became religious doing it, like he used to be like a drug addict, like in and out of jail, like doing crazy shit, whatever. Turned his whole life around, became such a better person, was just better to people, and like. So I had certain family members that like tried to give him shit or tried to like look down on whatever his crazy religion was. I'm like, how is it any crazier than any other religion? If it's making him a better person, who gives a fuck? Like, just be a good person. So I understand. So the thing with Buddhism, like, yeah, they might go to the extreme on don't kill an ant, but I appreciate putting that idea into people's heads. Be a fucking good person, and if you're not, your next life's gonna suck. I wish more people felt that way. I wish more people had that idea. That I wish more people were indoctrinated, whatever you want to call it, to put it in your head.
Yeah,
and that's what religion's all about. Is to make you a better person, to give you meaning of life, to give you accountability, to not just yourself but to other people.
Heaven is such a cop out. I feel like, because I said my roommate, he's like a devout Christian.
Okay,
I'm just like, dude, if I believed in heaven where I could just be forgiven for my sins whenever I wanted. I would do whatever I wanted.
That's a good point. That's good. So, talk shit on Christianity, bro. Hell yeah.
on that
Tell
topic.
it like it is. Like, damn, dude, I don't get to just say sorry before I die and everything's cool. No, I gotta like not step on ants. Or the gay frog's gonna kill me. Exactly. Whatever he said.
Gotta be held in check.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, hell yeah.
On that topic, very related. Have you guys ever heard of the Chicago Rippers? No. Okay, so they were a gang of like, I want to say 4 to 6, is like maybe 2 or 3 brothers and their friends, serial killers during like the Satanic Panic in like the late 70s, early 80s. I can't remember exactly. Okay. And they weren't. So the thing with like serial killers is there's like mainstream serial killers because they're more publicly approachable in terms of their crimes. But even like Ted Bundy or like John Wayne Gacy, they did crazy shit, but they had these character personas. But these dudes were kind of like swept under the rug.
They're like indie criminals.
Yeah.
Like, you have to really be in the know to know them.
Dude,
be a real fan.
You just wouldn't get it.
Yeah.
They, in Chicago, it was also at the time of the a similar time. There's a lot of serial killers in Chicago, and there's like a whole satanic panic thing. There's like Son of Sam and all that stuff happening at the same time. But these guys' crimes were they had no character to them, and their crimes were so disgusting. But they built weapons out of shards of glass that they like duct taped to broom handles, and this is going to be censored. They kidnapped, sexually assaulted, murdered, necrophilia'd, fucked the dead bodies, and then consumed parts of the bodies. 22 women.
Whoa.
They fuck, marry, killed.
But a few of them were executed by the state. One of them, a few years ago, converted to Christianity, and the local church fought to have him released, and he is a free man.
No way.
Wow.
He's a free
Holy
man.
shit.
And he was part of all that stuff, torture, killing, necrophilia, cannibalism of 20. They were killing someone, and then they were on it was snowing or something, and a cop rolled up on the street, and they just walked up and shot the cop with a shotgun. Like shit like that.
Wow.
I think that was one of the few men they killed, but it was a lot of women that they kidnapped and shit, and it just wasn't covered because they were bashing people's chests open with a glass axe.
Wild.
And then like fucking the chest hole. Oof. But this dude,
Wait. Are you sure there were fucking chest holes and not just vaginas and buttholes and mouths?
Maybe.
I mean,
Who
I don't
knows?
want to slander these guys. I don't want to. I mean, you're just taking it to a whole different weird level that they're fucking chest holes that they've made. I think they probably were just fucking puss and butts. Hell yeah. I'm glad you're the only one that uses that
but
microphone.
Perry, there's people that smoked weed that need to be locked up.
Yeah,
Come on now.
exactly. But
Yeah,
that dude's a free man out on the street.
That is
No.
wild. How old is he now?
In his 60s, somewhere between 50 and 70.
How long ago?
Oh, 70s. He's probably in his late 60s, early 70s.
Yeah.
You could still do it.
Yeah, but and that's the thing with a lot of I'm a big like true crime fan, and there's a lot of people that the court system will be like, yeah, he killed that guy, but I don't think he's going to kill anyone else, and they'll like let them free, but then there's someone on a drug charge and they're like, we need to lock this guy up.
Crazy.
How about
Yeah.
the dude that was on the Joe Rogan podcast? You ever see that story?
Yes.
That he came with like his defense. He was with like some American Civil Liberties Union guy, whatever, like the ACLU lawyer that defended his case. It was some murder guy or whatever. And I guess fought the guy's case so hard. I don't remember the exact circumstance, but got the guy out of prison, like whatever. He was wrongfully convicted, all this other bullshit, whatever. And so he went on the Joe Rogan podcast, the guy that just got out of jail and his lawyer, and they're talking about like how he was unfairly set up and bullshit, whatever. He wasn't involved, whatever. And then like 3 days later, after the Joe Rogan podcast, he killed a guy, or like
I think it was during the podcast he had the chopped
so he
up
had
body
already
in his freezer or something.
Wow.
But
yeah,
he was
on this podcast talking about he was innocent, he's a reformed man or never just like
he was
killer
trying
sitting
to
there.
he was trying to trick the security cameras like at the apartment or something, and he had on a blonde wig. Like that was
it
gonna
the
be
worst crime. Yeah, the worst crime ever.
Finally, a non-hack on Joe Rogan.
Yep, exactly.
Okay.
Joe Rogan wants to put out all these,
Cut that
Joe Rogan wants to put out these 6 comedians that ain't funny. But I want to kill that.
he wasn't a hack comedian, but he hacked up someone's body.
There you go.
Certainly did. Did you guys watch the Super Bowl?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
We actually
That was
watched
a couple
it
days ago.
Together.
Whoa.
We did.
Thanks
We
for
watched
the invite, guys.
just the
Where
two-
fuck-
well, it
you
was-
got El Dorado.
Yeah.
It was just the two of us.
I needed a toad with big balls.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Oh.
Yeah.
We watched it on my phone in my
Step on
shower.
an ant real quick. Hell yeah.
Yeah. Were you did you have a dog in the fight? Were you rooting for any of the teams?
The Eagles, I guess, just hating the Chiefs like everybody else, and then Mello being my best friend. He's a big Philly fan.
Yeah.
And then, I know a lot of other people that are Philly fans, so I was happy for all them.
Yeah. It was a little refreshing to
shitty
see
game.
the Chiefs get
That was
destroyed.
wild. Yeah, they got fucked up.
Little refreshing.
Yeah.
That was bizarre to watch. What was happening? They were destroying them.
Yeah. I mean, the Eagles' defensive line just blew
It
up.
was dominance on both
Kansas
ends.
City and
It-
scared Patrick
DP.
Mahomes.
It,
Yeah, the defense went off. Yeah.
it felt like when you this is not relatable. It felt like, because I work in sports and stuff,
Yeah.
but it felt like when you watch a high school football state championship and the teams are so mismatched,
Yeah.
and one team's just blowing them out, And then the only reason like Kansas City like got a few things is because the Eagles put in like the freshman team or something like towards the end.
Yeah.
Definitely, the score didn't show exactly how much of a blowout it was.
Yeah. A couple lofty
It was
touchdowns.
like 44 to 20 something.
That's
like
still
that. But still,
big.
yeah. But it was way worse than that.
It was cool. My main question, I didn't really look it up. Was anything destroyed by Philly fans?
Yeah. They did a lot.
Where?
I mean, I've only seen like I don't know, just like cursory images and videos and stuff of it. But yeah, they destroyed a couple things in downtown Philly.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Like what?
like buildings and shops and stuff. Like broke into shops and whatever. And
Someone at the Super Bowl party, I don't know if they saw this online or something, but they were like, if Philly win or lose the Super Bowl, the Philly fans are going to do more destruction to New Orleans than Katrina.
yeah, I don't know if they fucked up New Orleans or just Philadelphia. I think it's mostly
Crazy.
Philadelphia.
They go to someone else's city and destroy it.
The thing you gotta understand about the Super Bowl is people that can afford to go to the Super Bowl are not the ones that are. So I think it was mostly in Philadelphia.
Yeah.
The Philadelphia fans that were in Philadelphia destroyed Philadelphia. I don't think New Orleans. Yeah,
But I feel like casual or diehard Eagles fans, they're somehow in like every big city.
yeah,
There's like a lot of them.
yeah. I mean, it's a major team.
They
Rocky Mountain, there's a bar here in Midtown Atlanta. Huge Eagles
is it a
bar.
Philly bar? Oh.
Yeah.
Well, they showed like footage from around the world. It was like bars in Germany and just random parts of the world where there was just like a bunch of Eagles fans that were going Daka Schwaga Eagle Philadelphia or whatever. But
how did they cheer?
oh man,
No, don't do it.
they give their liver out to all
They
the.
give their hearts out to the
Yeah.
Philadelphia Eagles.
It would be kind of crazy though to like live in Philly and you're like a therapist or the guy that you like cash your checks at the bank is like, yeah, dude, we tore up that after they won the Super Bowl. We tore up that fucking building. We burned it down, and then I had to clock in the next morning at my bank job. Like where do I always wondered that. I used to live in Marietta near the Braves Stadium.
Okay.
And I would just see people that would just be in such a rush that you know, you live in an apartment complex and there's like two gates. There's one in, one out. And I would be waiting my turn to scan my thing to get into the entrance gate, and then someone would come out and the car behind me would swerve and go through the exit gate while it was closing, and they would just fold it out, like rip the bumper off their car and just fly down through the apartment complex. And I'm like, what does that guy do for a living? Does he wake up and go manage a Burger King and give orders to high schoolers, and then he pulls into his apartment complex and he's like, I gotta get fucking home, and rams through the gate at his apartment? Like, what are you? And there was one time I was pulling in, and there was a group of people in the woods throwing rocks at all the cars entering the apartment complex.
Jesus.
The dude in front of me was in a Charger. He's waiting for the gate to open, and they busted out his windshield. My back windshield got busted out.
Jesus.
And I jumped out. I was coming from work or something, and I had like a suit on and like slacks and nice shoes, and my window busted out, and I opened the door and I ran up to the woods and went, who the fuck is doing this? Started screaming, I'm gonna beat your fucking ass and all this. And
Just takes a rock straight to the head.
well, I called my wife, and she was like, why would you do that? How did you know it was rocks and not bullets? And I was like, that's a good point. I didn't know if someone was shooting at me or not. So that is a dumb thing to do. Hey, faceless people shooting at me from the woods, come fight me like a man.
You got to be careful out there, man. I get a little bit of road rage sometimes. Nothing too bad, but just if somebody's just being an idiot and just like not being self-aware and just like, you know, somebody that just sits when the light turns green and they don't go and they don't go and they don't go.
It's
and
the worst.
The light turns red. The worst is when they light turn and they just go and they're the only car that gets to go because they finally realize, they finally look up and they're the one that goes.
Dude.
But there's been a couple times where they don't go at all, and like, you know how bad I want to get out of my fucking car and go up to their window and just be like, hey man, you all right?
Yes.
Like, everything cool? But that's how people get shot. There's a lot of videos of that. People just walking up to somebody's car and just like pop, just, I mean, and people have gotten away with it too. Like if you go up to somebody's car and like really aggressively, like people have gotten away with shooting.
Gotta be
person.
careful.
Yeah.
I had a guy pull a gun out on me during a road rage incident. I don't know if we talked about it on the podcast. I guess not. Yeah, well, it happened. It was a quick trip down the street from here. I was standing in line behind this guy that was checking out at the quick trip, whatever. Or there was like just a long line, and there was a chick making the pizzas and stuff at a little quick trip kitchen. And the guy like turns and goes, hey, sweetheart, you want to come over here and maybe help or whatever? He's like, hey, you want to come check me out or whatever? And like, it's clearly not this girl's job. Like, she was over there making pizzas, and he was just being an asshole just in general. And so she's like, okay, and like takes her gloves off and comes over and helps him. And I was just in the mood that day. So I go, dude, you couldn't have waited a minute? And he like, cursing me, whatever, and I'm like, whatever. So we get out of there and I start driving home and he follows me and he's still following me and takes a gun out of his window and cocks it, like loads around into the chamber. And I'm freaking out. So I start like speeding away. I pull into a neighborhood, the first one I could see, and he follows me into the fucking neighborhood. I mean, one of the scariest situations in my life. I finally made enough turns to get away from him or whatever.
Wow.
Holy
That shit was
shit.
wild. And looking back, he probably had an unloaded gun or it jammed, but that doesn't matter. You stopped. I mean, but looking back, when he pulled it, it locked back, which I don't know anything about guns, but that just means he's got an empty magazine in the chamber. So he's got, or jammed, whatever. But still, I'm not taking I'm not going to wait, stick around to find out.
Well,
how
when
he
you pull it back, if you push the safety up, it'll lock it. Not the safety, but I have a pistol, and if I pull it back, I can push
the slide lock
up, and yeah.
No, but it seemed like he just had an empty magazine. Because I don't want to stereotype the guy, but he seemed like he could have been up to criminal activity. So he might have just had a gun that was just not loaded. Because that's a way worse. If you get pulled over with a gun, it's a bad crime. But if you got bullets in there and you're like a felon or whatever, it's like a felony for each single bullet you have in your fucking gun.
Shit.
Yeah.
He was driving a gun.
So I think he was just had the gun just for like intimidation purposes. But I don't think there was anything in it. The way it locked back that quickly.
Yeah, I had some.
Like he wouldn't have been, he wouldn't have locked it back himself.
Yeah, I had some stuff to say about annoying traffic stuff, but it doesn't even matter after you said that. But I want to throw it back to Abhi. You don't seem like the kind of guy that gets a lot of road rage.
No.
You look like a lot of people road rage against you.
I stay calm, but I do agree. I feel like the people waiting at the light, like they don't realize it's green. That's way worse than somebody cutting you off.
Yeah.
I can tolerate like
being cut off if they have their turn signal on. I way less care. But if you like cut me off, you don't have you don't have to give me any kind of like letting me know you're about to cut in front of me. That pisses me off.
Yeah, that makes me angry, but not as much as someone who's just not paying attention.
And I think what I realized,
willfully cut me off, right?
Yeah, and I think what I thought about the other day is that I think the amount of cell phone use has just made me more. Where I'm just like subconsciously in my head, they're on their cell phone. That's why they're not paying. It's not because it's an old lady. It's not somebody going through a medical issue. Whereas like 10 years ago, that's what I probably would have thought of. Like, okay, it's probably an old lady or it's probably somebody going through something, whatever. But 9 times out of 10, when I pull up next to that car that was fucking driving 10 under the speed limit or was being a fucking idiot, if I finally get a chance to pull up next to them, you just see the light in their fucking face of their phone. And it's like, you motherfucker, get off your fucking phone.
It's almost like Snapchat.
And so I just assume,
just
assume everybody's on their phone and that's why they're screwing me over.
What is the worst road rage incident you've ever had where you were raging out?
The worst road rage incident? Okay, well, you're right. I don't get that much road rage. So this one time...
so it all boiled up to this.
Yeah, this one time I'm in the leftmost lane. It's a one-way street, and I'm driving forward, and there's a guy on the left side of the street. He has like street parking, and he's trying to merge into the lane, get out of his parking spot, and he doesn't kind of like see me coming up on him. So I drive past him as he's trying to merge. He has to stop really quickly because he's about to get hit by me, and then he honks at me, and then I was just like, not my fault, and that's it.
I kind of figured.
Hey, not my fault.
I thought it was gonna amount to oh darn it, that was gonna be it.
Traffic doesn't make me mad, or like bad drivers, they don't make me mad because I'm a pretty passive driver.
Yeah,
myself.
Yeah. This happened to me the other day. 1-lane road. There's a car stopped at a red light, and I pull up behind them, and I'm just sitting there, and it turns green, and I'm like, what the fuck's happening? Everyone's going around me, and I start looking in the car, and it's someone just parked at the light, and there's no one in the car. So I'm just sitting there, and then I start playing on my phone. I'm like, this light is taking fucking forever. Just like, they're just... I used to do that on the way to work, like really early in the morning.
Yeah.
I would... If I was really tired, if I had to be there at like 6:30, I'm very much a night owl. I like naturally go to sleep at like 3 or 4 in the morning.
Yeah.
So I would sleep for like 2 or 3 hours and just be really tired. And then I would get to a turn and it'd be red, and I would go, now's the time. Let me put this in park and just take a nap, put the seat back.
Take a quick 5-second power nap.
People would honk and it would wake me up. It was so stupid.
Dude, that's wild.
Wow.
You're
Very
the one we all
dumb.
hate. You motherfucker.
Yeah, I don't do it anymore.
But anyway, the Super Bowl, back to that.
Yeah.
We'll try
Got
to stay on some
sidetracked.
current event stuff. You know, some people understand. You guys watched the halftime show?
Yeah.
I did. Yeah.
What did y'all think of it?
I liked it.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna pretend to like understand that I know what Kendrick is talking about, aside from like the Drake disses.
Yeah.
But I liked it. It was a good performance.
Mm-hmm. Perry?
I liked it. I enjoyed it.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not really like a huge
Kendrick Lamar.
Kendrick fan or anything.
Yeah.
Not that I like don't like him. I just don't really
No,
listen
Yeah.
to him that much.
Yeah.
I think most people don't up until like this year when he started doing all the Drake
don't
stuff.
know.
Or whatever. I mean,
He's
he's big, but like, I don't. I mean, I'm a fan of his. I'm admittedly a bigger Drake fan just because I'm a fuckboy and I like the fuckboy music better than the
Yeah.
Kendrick Lamar stuff. So that's just kind of I like Drake a lot.
The
But anyway,
shame
but
in
Kendrick and I've always liked Kendrick. But I mean, I feel like he had like 4 or 5 hits before this year before he put out the 2.
He's had
diss
some like
tracks
really
and-
popular albums.
yeah.
In the past like 10 years probably.
Yeah.
No Money Trees. No Good Kid, Mad City.
I know the fact that he didn't do
Right?
any of that. No, I didn't. Like, he didn't do King Kunta. Didn't do Money Trees. Didn't do Swimming Pools. Okay, he does
No
have a lot
swimming
of hits.
pools, yeah.
Okay, he does have a lot more hits. Okay, I'm a big Kendrick fan. But no, so I mean, I think my perspective on it was that like, yeah, it wasn't for everybody. It wasn't supposed to be for everybody. No music genre is ever for everybody. That's just the way it works. Just like when the Rolling Stones are out there, I'm sure people that like hip hop aren't into it. They're like, I don't really understand this. So it's not supposed to be for everybody. It's not for
Well,
everybody.
I thought it was like
I loved it.
I thought it was
but
really
I've talked to my dad who didn't love it. And other people that didn't get it.
But the thing is, I don't really listen to Kendrick, but I thought it was like really well produced and like
Oh,
a
it
really
was great.
entertaining
Totally. Yeah.
production and all this stuff. And like the all the different people and the different colors and the American flags, and then I love Samuel L. Jackson.
Yeah,
like
that
my
was
whole
cool.
life,
Yeah,
he's
Uncle
fucking
Sam, yeah.
Mace Windu.
What's in your wallet?
Yeah, you can't deny that.
That's Lawrence
fucking cool.
Fishburne.
Whoa, dude.
No, it's not.
I know.
I was like, I'm not sure which
love
one's
Lawrence
the.
Fishburne too.
Okay, but which one's the insurance? Which one's the progressive guy? That's a whole different guy.
I don't
right?
know his name. He's not
Okay.
Mace Windu, so I don't care.
Okay, all right.
But
Samuel
yeah, I
L.
thought that was
Jackson.
cool. But it was also cool because the camera would like fly around to a different part.
Yeah, I think
and
the
then they'd,
production.
like,
Yeah, I'm
they'd
sure you appreciate that. The
pop
production
up.
of it.
Yeah, the
it's
production was
crazy,
really
yeah.
cool. The set they had on there
Yeah.
was really cool, and like everyone. What I said I thought would be funny is all the people came out of the car at the beginning.
Yeah.
And then when he started doing "They Not Like Us," it'd be funny if a bunch of like children came out of the car while he was doing the.
You can't be that on the nose.
He did call, dude. That's the thing. He
that's
called
crazy.
Drake a pedophile twice at the Super Bowl halftime
He
show.
didn't say no. He didn't say pedophile, but he said
No,
a minor.
no,
he,
he said-
he stopped himself from saying pedophile.
I know he said A minor, and he said I know you like him young.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, my biggest thing is the part that comes after. I know you like him young. What's the next line after that one?
I don't know.
White guys.
Hey
And-
Drake,
and you go,
you like him young.
White
You
guys.
better not go to cell block 1.
yeah, that's a joke. That is literally a joke.
He said that in the Super Bowl.
Yes, he said, "I heard you like him young. You better not ever go to cell block 1." That's in the
Well-
song.
well, and
But that's
also-
literally a joke about if you go to prison, you're going to get raped. And that's so weird. I should probably stop saying that word. So often in this
Yeah,
podcast,
because I'm gonna have
but-
to censor them. But
yeah, R-worded. I
Well-
mean, it's like that's why. I mean, we're talking about R-word culture or being accepting of R-wording. I was like, we all just
lot of
love
it
to sing
was-
that song, and it's just weird to me that like the whole Biggie and Tupac, like I fucked your wife, you fat motherfucker. That was bad. This is a whole different level of
Yeah.
like you're a pedophile. I hope you get raped.
at the Super
much
Bowl,
You're a
hostility.
shit. You have
Yeah.
you have secret children. Like so, yeah. That's. And then I heard somebody on Facebook, or I saw something. There's all these Facebook posts, whatever. But one of them, and I saw it as a good point, I guess. Some guy said, if you were to watch the last 10 minutes of like a action-packed movie or like a real intense movie, and you just saw the last 10 minutes of it, and you didn't see the other hour and a half of it, you wouldn't understand what that movie was. You'd be confused. And so yeah, so for a lot of people, they didn't know the background of the whole Kendrick Drake. I think most people do, but a lot of people
Yeah.
didn't. So they didn't really get the. So if you got it, like the more you've got it, I'm sure the better that performance was,
Dude.
And all the people coming out now, and I love all the people coming out now. Like every little thing that like was this meant this and this.
Oh, I
At
love
eight-
a good Easter egg video.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
At 18
So
minutes,
very
at,
helpful.
At 18 minutes and 83 seconds, Kendrick Lamar
I-
turned left,
Yeah.
which signifies how in 1883 black people were turned left away from businesses. Like, okay, I don't know if that's. I don't
Dude,
think he meant. Like,
so-
he definitely puts in a lot of secret shit, but I don't know.
didn't that song also win a Grammy?
Yep.
Well, they
so-
sung it at the Grammys. I know that. Like the whole audience.
I think the song
I think
won
it
a
won
Grammy.
Best Rap Song.
But dude,
Yeah.
his so I've heard that song.
and it's a great fucking song, though.
Yeah,
I mean,
I've heard it in clubs. I've heard it
It
at
was a
bars.
banger.
I've heard it on the radio. It won a Grammy. It was at the Super Bowl halftime show. I didn't hear a single one of Drake's songs against Kendrick ever anywhere. So it's just crazy that it was so one-sided,
Yeah.
and I don't know anything.
I mean, Drake had a couple decent tracks, but yeah, nowhere near
I
what
didn't hear any
Kendrick
of
did.
Yeah, I had some jokes about it, which I probably didn't know enough, but
It was just after Meet the Grams and Not Like Us, it was just like totally one-sided.
yeah.
I mean, he just going back to that.
Yeah, no, like I can't even remember the
the
Drake. Ones. I
prison
know he
joke,
had a couple.
he could say whatever he wanted after that like sequence
What's
of diss
the-
tracks that he dropped like an hour apart, I think.
Yeah.
what started the whole thing?
So I think so Kendrick lashed out first. He had a verse in the song with Future. It was I forget the name of the song, but he goes after Future. He goes after J. Cole a little for.
It wasn't that Controlla song, was it? That was like years ago.
No,
Okay.
it was.
I know that one was a big
Nope.
one that everybody came up after.
He's got a Pokemon card, Squirtle. That's what I like in bed.
Let's throw the whole podcast off. But anyways, yeah, I don't know. I don't
Like
know
that.
the exact.
The song was called Like That. And
Okay.
then Kendrick
Alright,
goes
so-
after them,
Okay.
and then Drake responds, and then Kendrick responds, and then it just spirals.
Yeah, I know it got big when Drake said that Kendrick beat his wife or his baby mom or whatever, said that he put his hands on her, and then Kendrick
Did he?
came back and said that Drake had a illegitimate child,
Yeah.
and then it just like escalated from there.
Which I love how Kendrick made that a big deal, because I feel like it's not a big deal if you're like a rapper or not like an illegitimate child.
I mean, it's a good thing to fucking shame somebody with. I mean, yeah, it might not be like uncommon for rappers,
It's
but
not
it's a
uncommon,
but
that's
it's a
the
great
thing.
thing to shame somebody that you don't take care of your child. You don't even acknowledge the fact that you have a child out there. That's pretty
That's
fucking,
true.
That's pretty scathing.
Kendrick beat a girl?
Supposedly he didn't, because then she ended up being in his music video, which was like a big deal. He was in
Oh.
like, she was in the his like his baby mom or whatever, or ex-wife or whatever. Yeah, supposedly Drake tried to say that he beat her, and then Kendrick puts out a video of her like crip walking in the video with his son or with their child. Like clearly she's not.
Also, did you see at the Super Bowl, Serena Williams, who I didn't
Yeah,
know was
yeah.
Drake's
I did
ex,
see that.
she
Yeah,
was
yeah.
like dancing.
I know,
Not his ex.
And she was kind of dressed like a child, so I don't know
She
what
was
that
dressed in a
says.
tennis outfit.
I know, but you know,
Nobody will
She
ever
did-
confuse.
she did have
nobody
a-
ever confused Serena Williams with a child.
she
don't
did have
worry.
a propeller
That's
hat
big lady.
and a big lollipop,
Oh,
so
yeah,
that
yeah.
symbolizes
Yep. And a
she was
diaper-
driving
and
a
diaper
big.
on.
She was driving a big wheel,
Yeah.
so that symbolizes
confusion
that
was.
here comes the revolution
Yeah.
or
Oh,
whatever.
my.
I have been seeing a lot of that.
Serena Williams dressed down like a child.
No.
Yeah.
But no, so I wish there was more like other artists. You know how they do like sometimes they do like a big like ensemble of like a rapper with a rock group
Yeah.
with I don't remember the last one they did, but I don't know. Maybe those are I don't know. I don't think there is a right answer to booking a music performance, because like I said, not everybody likes every genre of music. That's just the way genres work.
I think
So
he only
you're
had
not going to ever make
yeah.
everybody happy.
He only had SZA feature on this one.
Yeah, that was weird. Yeah, and I love. She did great. She
Dude,
sounded amazing.
I
Dude,
like her.
I was gonna
But
say,
it just,
dude,
you know-
was that or what do they call it? Auto, or
No, I
not
don't
pre-recorded?
think so. I don't think so.
Some
it
of,
was-
some
if
of
it-
it was. I
Oh.
couldn't, because sometimes they dropped the mics and it was still playing, so I couldn't
Oh.
really tell what was. But also, it's the Super Bowl halftime show, and it's because people always do. Oh, they're lip syncing, blah blah blah. It's like it's the biggest fucking
performance.
Lip syncing.
Yeah.
That's what it
It's-
is.
yeah,
Still, voice of
there's-
an angel.
Yeah. But-
Crazy.
Yeah, but there's also still so much production around
Yeah.
everything else and choreography, and like they had so many like little sets
Little
where they
cues,
had
yeah.
these little like stories in the dance choreography and shit, which I sound so fucking
Yeah, it almost feels like
lame talking
no,
about that.
no.
but-
When I was watching it, it felt like how Saturday Night Live does it. From what I understand, I think Saturday Night Live has like 3 stages. I think the main stage and like 2 side stages. So like you're watching a performance going on the one stage, and then you don't see it on TV, but the other stage they're setting everything up, they're doing all that stuff, and then the
Yeah.
camera just cuts over to that. It all starts happening. It starts going because it's live. So you got to be. So there's cues. Yes, I mean they had to like really like, and the way the cameras are angled, you can't make sure you don't catch the part where they're getting ready over there. Make sure. Yeah, it had to be a crazy production. And like really timing the camera shots, timing all the movements, all the choreography.
yeah.
And then Kendrick like going. I don't remember. I don't think I've read anything about how much he walked, but people are saying it was like a whole cardio, like just the amount that he like.
Oh,
really,
yeah,
like,
dude, he
I mean,
was fucking
constantly
running
moving.
around.
Yeah, just
So,
like the entire time.
I mean, if
Elite
he
athlete.
yeah.
yeah, but it might have to be
Especially
pre-recorded
with how
because he'd
short
be like
he is.
breathing
That's a lot of
heavily.
little walking.
Well, apparently, shorter people have better cardio.
Can I say the only thing I didn't like about it, the blue jacket with the jeans, you can't match two blues that are that.
Oh, so I guess that's one of the Easter eggs you didn't pick up on.
He needed a different color of pants.
Oh, look at this guy.
The jacket was cool, but with the jeans, you need a different jean. You need different pants.
Style expert over here. That's your wife.
This guy doesn't get
Hey,
it.
buddy, I guess you don't get. You know what it's called when you wear a jean jacket and a jean jeans?
It wasn't a jean jacket. It was a blue. No,
I think he was wearing a Canadian tuxedo.
No, it was blue leather.
Like a varsity jacket.
Oh,
It was blue
okay.
leather.
Oh, put on the pictures I
It
saw.
was blue
It looked
leather
like,
with the jeans.
I thought he
just
was
think-
doing like a the Canadian tuxedo. I thought that was a dig at Drake. He was wearing a Canadian tuxedo, which is
No, he wasn't.
Okay.
But he did have the A minor.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. So
Shane.
I'd
That
heard
was
that. I
cool.
didn't, okay. I didn't get back and look at that.
So a lot of I don't know how Drake's gonna
I don't know
recover
what he
with
does at this point.
his billions of dollars. Have you seen his mansion tour?
No.
It looks like a fucking Greek castle.
I'm sure.
And it just is so empty and lonely and soulless
Yeah, lifeless,
feeling. It's just
yeah.
like, how do you walk in here and be like, I'm home? And it
Yeah.
just echoes through the empty Coliseum.
Drake's mansion?
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like places like that, you just
It
have
just-
like your room you hang out in, like a couple of rooms, and other ones are just showpieces.
Yeah, he walks in, is like, honey, I'm home. And there's like an armada of 8-year-olds.
and a little
that
child
come-
comes
yeah, come greet him from the
Daddy!
They feel his
no.
voice echo through different kind of daddy, but they hear his voice echo to the back of their chamber, and someone unleashes the chains from. I don't know how big of a. Well, that was the whole thing with Drake. He was
You guys
talking
done with their homework? All
he
right.
was talking to Millie Bobby Brown when she was like a little kid, and he was
He
being
was like
like,
17.
"Oh, I think she was younger.
Okay,
I don't know,
yeah.
but dude, he's like 38 or so.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
he's
he's got
it's
some
like,
weird
all right, you
intentions.
don't need to be friends with a 17-year-old like
Yeah.
at that age. What are you doing, really?
Yeah,
We're
he's
weird.
himself.
We
Very
connected,
weird.
our souls connected, and we're just different. It's like, how did you even fucking run into her? You know, like what party are you at? It's a bunch of 17-year-olds, Drake.
That's Hollywood for you. At a Diddy party, that's where. Anyways, so
Remember, sorry, go ahead.
No, yeah, please.
Remember last year, I feel like the thing, Usher did the halftime show last year, right? If I remember.
Sounds right.
Yeah.
Which was probably great. I love Usher.
He's great. The thing that kept me invested was that there were like betting companies would put out lines
Yeah.
on if Usher would take his shirt off or not.
Yeah.
You could
I
bet,
do
you could, like,
wonder
put
what
money
the-
on that.
Yeah, it makes me curious what the betting was for the Kendrick performance, what they were betting on, what he would do. I'm sure there was a lot of
Yeah.
them. Whether he would say pedophile, whether he would say certain, whatever songs he would do.
How many
No
times
way.
would he play Not Like Us?
Yeah.
Right?
That was a little. It was funny, but got a little old every time he kept like introducing it and then going to a different song. Like, no, I'm not gonna do that. No, I'm not gonna. And then he does it. It's like, all right. I don't know. It was fun. It was cool.
Well, did you watch when what's that guy's name?
R. Kelly.
No, Justin Timberlake. When he ripped the
Janet Jackson.
Janet Jackson. I watched like a whole thing about that.
Yeah.
And like people went crazy about that, and on her too. But
That is true.
apparently it was like a wardrobe malfunction. But she had like a pasty, but he was supposed to rip part of it off, and it was just supposed to be the bra.
Okay.
But he ended up grabbing too much, and it ripped the whole bra out of her.
Yeah.
But weird to even try to do that in the first place. Like, why are you trying to show
that
her?
one? Yeah, I kind of looked into it when it first happened. I tried to. It was just. Yeah, I always kind of leaned on the side of it being planned.
Yeah,
Publicity thing. 'Cause, yeah, she
but it,
didn't
like,
just have a
ruined-
pasty. It was like a metal star that was around her nipple.
But
that,
she got like
was clearly-
blacklisted.
Oh
from
no,
the
that was the
industry.
worst.
It
Yeah,
ruined
I
her
don't think that's what they
career.
expected. I think they just expected like a Kim Kardashian, just viral. It's going to make us both even bigger. You know, just like
Wow.
Madonna kissing Britney
I-
Spears and stuff. Like it's just going to be outrageous, and it's going to get crazy news, and all publicity is good publicity. But yeah, it fucked her. Like really, that's
Yeah.
that's a good
Damn.
case for white privilege and black women getting the short end of the stick sometimes. Like yeah, she
he's
got
the one-
fucked. And
he's
Justin
the-
Timberlake got nothing for that.
Yeah, Timby Boy's the one that ripped her tit out. I don't know.
Yeah. She just stood there.
This was
And
during
had a-
his Super
and had a
Bowl
great
performance?
tit. Oh, both of
Yeah,
them.
both of them, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great tit, yeah.
Yeah, she just had a great tit, and yeah.
But it wasn't like a full tit. It had a pasty on it. I don't know.
Still, yeah. I mean,
Well,
this was
now
this
it's
was
like-
like 2004 or some shit.
Yeah,
It was
and
like really,
now everyone has OnlyFans and shit, and like, but I watched a video. This reminded me a video the other day. It was like, not I think was it James Brown or Rick James?
Yeah.
Had a bet with like Eddie Murphy. They got like snowed in at a house, and he bet like $100,000 he couldn't record a hit song or something.
Is that a cocaine euphemism? They got snowed in.
No. Have you seen that?
No.
It was like a little documentary. Have you heard the Eddie Murphy song?
Yeah. Oh, so that wait. Oh,
you-
about the
can
party
you-
all the time.
Yeah.
So Rick James produced it.
Have you heard that song?
No.
Can you play it real quick? I'll cut it out.
It sounds good.
Yeah, I don't think he has a lot of music. I wish he did though. I like this song.
I mean, Eddie Murphy had the Midas touch, man. He is insanely talented.
Oh yeah. Stand up, movies, acting, singing.
Anything.
It's like Childish Gambino. When I was younger, I loved his stand up and like his what's his real name?
Donald Glover.
Donald Glover. I loved him in Community.
Great show.
Yeah, he was awesome in Community. One of my favorite characters. And great music. Have you ever seen Donald Glover's stand up?
I've seen like a clip or two.
I think he has like one or
He had
two
a special
specials,
back in the
but
day,
he was like one of the original like guys that started like College Humor. Like I watched those skits a bunch when I was a kid.
Wow.
And then I watched like a bunch of Community, and then I listened to his music, and then I saw his stand up, and I was like, God, this dude is great at everything he does.
Yeah.
But I don't think he really.
And he was like 22, 20, because he was 19 when he started stand up, or 19.
Eddie
he started
Murphy?
at like 17. Yeah, he released his first special.
Oh, we were talking about Donald Glover.
I know. But
Yeah.
putting that plane to this.
Yeah.
But Eddie Murphy.
Raw, right?
I
He released
always forget it was Raw or
but-
Delirious. I think it was Delirious first. I could be
Delirious?
wrong. I always confuse them because they were like 2 years from each other. So I just like
Liking it, like, share, subscribe.
Yes.
no. So Eddie Murphy. Yeah. So he started when he was like 17, and then like 2 years into comedy at 19 years old, released his first special. Either Raw or Delirious. Like I said, I always forget. But yeah, one of the greatest specials of all time.
When he was
And then-
19?
Yes.
Holy
and then 21.
shit.
2 years later, he released the other one. That's groundbreaking, crazy. And then joined SNL. Or I think he might have already been on SNL. I don't know the
I
timeline, but
don't think he was on SNL. Was he?
you being sarcastic?
Was he on In Living Color?
He was on SNL for a long time.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm
He was a
an idiot.
big character in SNL. Yeah.
I remember hearing about. I think I was listening to like a comedy podcast. I remember hearing. I was like, okay, he was like Delirious at like 21
Yeah.
or 19, and then like Raw at like 20, like all this stuff in his early 20s. So I like put on Delirious. I'm just like, okay, let's see how good he is, and then I just had to stop it 10 minutes in because I'm like, I can't deal with a guy this talented, this young.
Yeah. He
My
was
self-esteem is at stake
wildly
here.
good. Yeah. He was just a natural. Crazy. So what was the story you were telling about Rick James and Eddie Murphy?
So
Let's-
did
It
that
was
song
that
blow
song.
up?
Click back.
Yeah,
up.
I think so.
It was a hit.
So tell us the story about Eddie Murphy and.
Oh, I don't know the
Rick
whole
James.
story.
No, but what were you going to say before you just wanted to show him the song?
Yeah.
Okay. They got snowed in.
I just
they
like
made
the
a song
song.
together.
Maybe they didn't get snowed in.
I don't know if I ever heard that part about it.
I just saw like a little mini documentary about
Okay.
it. But he bet. I think he bet him like $100,000 he couldn't make
Make
a
a-
hit song, and he
Okay.
did. He made a hit song.
Yeah, he really did.
I've
Wow.
never. Does he have more music? I have no idea.
Like I said, he did the song with Snoop Lion
Oh,
a handful of years ago.
was that a
but
hit?
that's-
I've
no.
never heard it.
No, it's terrible. It's very bad. That's like the most basic reggae shit ever.
Let's throw it back to. I almost called you Eddie
I have
Carter.
some other topics.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Oh, please.
Last episode, we talked about my upcoming kidney stone surgery. That was a success.
Elon Nazi gamer.
I'm still alive. All right, let's go to that one then. So what the fuck's going on with Elon Musk, guys? You saw that, so let's break those both down because I think the first one that happened was the gamer gate, the gamer stuff.
Yeah.
Whoa.
So I
No,
guess did you see what happened with him and with Elon Musk and gaming
So
stuff?
I saw the first one where he throws his heart out.
So this was way
That's
before
not
that.
gaming.
Okay. I don't know about any of
That
these.
shit's not a game, okay? That's a lifestyle.
Yeah.
But no, so he claimed to be like one of the top 10 players of a couple different
It was Diablo 4, and he
Yeah.
was the #1
player in the US.
ranked player.
Yeah, in the US.
Oh.
And
Elon
so,
Musk was.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's what he claimed, and he did like a couple live streams of him playing as his Diablo characters. And there was like one other game he was claiming to be like the best at, or one of the best at. And a lot of real gamers came out and like started breaking down every little thing he did wrong while playing the game. Like if he really was this high level, he would have known you don't click on that, and he would have known you don't go to this map, you don't go to this thing. And so it finally, and he just kept denying, kept like, no, it's really me. And then he finally came out and said like that, yeah, he just bought some like super hyped up account. He had some dude like just like run up his level to level 90, whatever, and then he bought the account from him. Yeah, it's like, but why did you need to do that, Elon?
He was paying people to like play the game for him.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I only heard about Diablo. I don't know about other games, but I played a little Diablo 4. Not for me.
Yeah.
I thought it was kind of boring.
Oh,
so
okay.
It's Diablo is supposed to be like a hard game, right?
not really.
I mean, a little bit. But the level that he had gotten to, whatever level he was claiming to be at, and whatever,
it's
it would have taken hundreds or thousands of hours of gameplay to get to that level. He would have known, like, he would have been an expert at the game, and so when they watched him actually play it, like, you're doing things way wrong that like you wouldn't do.
It's not necessarily that it's hard; it's more just the time into it
that it would take to get to that level, and like certain items he had or whatever.
I may be thinking of Dark Souls. I think it is.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, that's different, but that's not.
But yeah,
that doesn't really have like worldwide ranking for stuff, and also nobody would give a shit about it.
Yeah,
but
so what was the second thing?
Nazi.
Oh, okay.
The Nazi stuff. Yeah. I don't know. I think he's just an autistic fuck, and he's just, I don't know. He's already had too much power, and now we're giving him way more power. I just love the press conferences though with him and Trump, and he just looks such like a goofball. And then he's got his son X with him at all times, and that kid's cute as fuck. But just being weird.
Shayon Shy, aircraft, whatever, that kid.
Who? What?
Doesn't he have like 14
Oh, yeah,
kids?
yeah. No, the one kid's name is X, but then I think another kid, just like just symbols.
Ash A12.
Yeah. Like weird
he named him
symbols.
after a fucking attack helicopter or plane or something. Did you know that?
Oh, I don't know. Yeah, I didn't know that. But this X kid's obviously named after Twitter.
It's a new kid?
I mean, I don't know. He's like 5 or 6 years old. He's in like all the press conferences.
His name is
like
X
kid
Musk.
as hell. But he's also like said some shit like just like because he's a child, and so he's told Donald Trump to shut up a couple times. Donald Trump was talking, and the kid like, shut up. Stop. And then supposedly there's a clip of him saying that Donald Trump's not the president or something. I don't know.
The kid?
Yeah.
Wow.
How old is he?
Like 5 or 6.
Oh.
Like a child. Yeah. So he's just being an
It is
idiot.
funny to watch Trump get out-childed by...
Shut up.
The one person who can do it.
Yep.
One of my favorite things recently is people editing. Barron Trump. He's like 6'9" or something crazy, and people are editing it so that he looks like he's 10 feet tall. there was one, and
Towering
it was
over everybody.
Yeah, it was Trump giving like a press conference, and the screen was shaking, and you just hear stomping, and he's like 50 feet tall, like stomping through shaking, and Trump's like talking about he's like my son Barron, really tall, whatever, and then he just comes stomping through, and you just see like knee down, and he's like 100 feet tall or something. I don't know why that's so funny, but there's one of Trump and Melania like walking into the White House, and they cut the son out and took him from like 6'9" to like 15 feet tall, and he's just like casually like walking with them. It's all the fake like headlines.
Tall.
Yeah,
That poor kid.
That guy has his own fan base.
And his own hater group.
Yeah,
He's got
I
a
guess
lot
so.
of haters. But yeah, I'm sure he's got
Barron.
fans.
Yeah.
Barron Trump. Poor kid just always looks so tired and out of it and just bored. So does Melania. The two of them, that sucks. To just have the greatest life and just everything afforded to you, everything given to you, the easiest fucking life, and now all of a sudden you just have to sit through the most boring fucking press conferences and all that shit. And you see Melania sitting next to Trump while he's doing like deals with fucking Russia and China, and she's just sitting there just.
Yeah.
well, she's like a model.
Yeah,
Just no time.
Well, why is she even there?
Yeah.
Have you
she's
seen
no
her-
time to enjoy herself?
Yeah, have you seen her nudes?
Yeah, I think so.
Pull it up.
Wow.
Yep. Throw it in the clip or whatever. No, yeah.
Throw it up on there.
No, yeah, she looks good. Yeah, she looks pretty good.
But yeah, I don't know. I don't really know much about all that stuff. I don't really keep up. Aside from the occasional 10-second meme video of his son stomping around the fucking White House yard.
Trump is wilding though. This motherfucker's starting shit with everybody. What the hell?
Yeah.
We got the Gulf of America now. Which that one, it's retarded to change the name. It's stupid. Why the fuck does it even matter at this point? But It is the gulf between the two Americas, North America and South America, so it kind of makes sense.
But that's not why he named it that.
I don't know.
It's definitely because
probably not.
He wanted to name it after the U.S.
He didn't name it the Gulf of USA. He named it the Gulf of America. There's a lot of Americas. You guys are being, I don't know.
The word America.
Stupid.
I'm not into politics.
But did you see the video where he signed that executive order? It was as he was flying to the Super Bowl, and I guess they were flying over the Gulf of Mexico, and the pilot comes on. We are now officially flying over the newly named Gulf of America.
Oh. I thought you were gonna say they were on the plane and they were like, we're flying over the Gulf of Mexico, and it clicked, and he was like, no, it's not the Gulf of Mexico. I'm changing it right now.
That was the second. You were like, wait a second.
That is weird though, to be elected and he has all these stances, and then he comes in and he's like, I'm gonna start just changing the names of random shit. That's like what?
Yeah, it is pretty wild. Yep. He's done a lot of crazy shit. He's only been in office for 3 weeks and just wilding, man. I don't know.
Yeah, it's been
We'll see.
It felt a lot longer.
He definitely has.
Yeah.
Definitely
Feels
has.
like the year's dragging along now.
Yeah.
It's because the media covered the whole election, but now he's finally in there.
Finally, you say.
Hey, you've been waiting for this day.
I've been
No,
anticipating.
the media's
it.
fucking loving this shit though. CNN and MSNBC's ratings have gone up 60% since Trump took office.
Wow.
60% more people are watching them, which makes sense. I mean, it's just when Biden was in office, he wasn't doing nearly as many public shit. He never gave press conferences, never gave interviews, never signed 600 executive orders in 1 hour. So of course the news is just covering everything this guy does.
Limelight.
So I think that's the problem. I think
talk.
it's a self-feeding thing. I think they feed off of each other.
Yeah.
He does something in the news, we got to cover that, and then they cover it, and he's like, well, I got to do something else. But it's just a
symbiotic relationship.
Yeah, parasitic on both ends.
You think Trump is a symbiote?
Is he? No, like I said, they're both parasites.
Is Trump
I think so. With the media, yeah.
Is Trump a venom or a carnage? You think?
I don't know the difference. I'm not a dork. Do you know the difference?
No,
Okay.
I haven't
Spider-Man.
seen
Okay.
Venom 2 nor Venom 3, which is
There's
where I
a
think
third
they went
one?
into the carnage stuff.
I haven't watched any.
Yeah,
of
they
them.
made it a trilogy.
Jesus Christ.
It's all
Tom trilogy.
That whole Spider-Man thing, this hopefully will be cut out. It's so weird. I don't know the whole thing behind it, but Sony used to own Spider-Man.
They still do.
They own part of it because they're not allowed to put Spider-Man. They still have Spider-Man movies, but it's the Venom, the Spider-Man girl character, whatever her name was, whatever. But they can't.
Madam Web.
Gwen Stefani.
Madam Web. Gwen Stefani.
Gwen
Yeah,
Stefani.
Gwen Stefani. The Hollaback girl.
Have you guys
So
watched?
they have Spider-Man adjacent movies, but Spider-Man's not in them. They're just other tertiary
Yeah,
Spider-Man
they've
characters. But I think they sold the rights to whoever, of Spider-Man himself. So I think one company is allowed to make Spider-Man movies, and then one company is allowed to just make the other characters from Spider-Man.
I don't really keep up a
A
ton,
bisexual deal. Sorry,
but
go
it
ahead.
is
Spider-Man.
It is.
That's how bisexuality works. Yep.
Did you guys see Morbius?
No.
No.
Holy shit!
I heard it was bad.
There's he's
That's another. I think that's another Spider-Man universe.
Yeah,
character.
it is. Yeah, Morbius. But there's a similar villain in the DC that's, I believe, I don't know if he's a Batman villain or what, but he's some kind of vampire, and I think his name is Hemoglobin or something. But he is an AIDS vampire. I don't know that. I don't know that much about him. I'll insert a little text blurb so you can learn. But I watched Morbius. Me and my cousin, we go to the Dollar Theater in Athens whenever a shitty we watched Black Adam. Terrible, and but we watched Morbius.
Why can't it just
and-
be Adam?
Yeah. Why can't it be African American Adam?
Yeah.
But Morbius, he's supposed to be a villain, but
Okay.
there's just shit in it that makes no sense. They go to a diner, and has his back to the cashier, and there's someone that comes in. They walk into the diner, and they try to buy nothing with fake money,
Okay.
with fake $100 bills, and he can smell or hear that they are committing they're committing forgery or something. So he follows them to where they're making the fake money and kills them for an inexplicable reason. But it's just, the whole movie's just stuff like that where you're like, wait, what is happening right now? But it's really fun to watch when you're just hammered.
Damn, I didn't know Morbius was Jewish.
You just hate watching.
He can
He
smell
hates
money.
crimes. He can smell money. money and gold. He knows when they're not real. There's something in me that's not liking this.
The DC version was interesting though. You said he was like an AIDS vampire.
Yeah, I'll have to.
Like he gave people AIDS, or he
I don't know. I
sucked
might
it out of them.
I might look
or-
it up if you guys start talking in a minute. But
He just has a cape made out of like heroin needles.
yeah, something. I don't know that much about it. Did you guys see
No, it's
Black?
an AIDS quilt. That's his cape.
Did you see Black Adam?
No.
No.
I don't watch
Okay,
any movies.
so there's a part in it where it's somewhere in the Middle East, and there's some kind of demon man named Sabak, and he's rising zombies from the dead. So there's this Middle Eastern town that's fighting zombies while Black Adam, The Rock, is fighting Sabak. And the only part of the movie I liked was when I stood up in the theater and yelled, "Can you smell what Sabak is cooking?" while he was flaming civilians and cooking them and killing them. So
That's pretty
that
good.
was the part of the movie that I liked. But
Can you smell la 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 la? Hell yeah.
do you guys like superhero movies and stuff like
I don't
that?
watch any movies.
I'm not a huge fan. I think I was when I was younger, but I kind of grew old of them.
Whoa.
Yeah.
You're throwing those out. You're throwing out those hails.
Yeah, I used to like watch like all the comedy movies and stuff, but ever since I stopped making those, I just don't watch.
You don't really watch a lot of movies. Yeah, there's
No.
nothing like new that I've found like
On the plane
super-
trip to Miami and back, I watched the SNL movie that I didn't even know existed. There was like a movie
Was it
about.
good?
No.
Really?
It was okay. It's like it just follows like just the one day of the first episode of SNL. It's a very like anxiety inducing. Like everything goes wrong. But what's fucked up is like the movie starts an hour before showtime, and then like 3 days worth of stuff happens in that 1 hour, and it's just like it doesn't make. I don't know. It just made me anxious. Like it's hour to showtime. There's nothing ready, nothing set up. They're like putting bricks on the stage and stuff, and that's like the whole plot line is they're just trying to get ready. Like and then finally at the end, the end of the movie is them start like opening the curtains to start that first episode, and then it ends.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's just like, I wasn't expecting. I don't know. I was expecting more of like. Yeah, it was weird.
My grandmother was the hairdresser for that movie.
Oh, really?
And she said that all the crew, they
Yeah.
basically built the full set so that it was like a 3-dimensional set. And so the crew for the film was dressed in period accurate
Yeah.
costumes, and their hair was done. So
Yeah,
then when
they looked good. It looked great.
So then whenever the crew was in the frames, then they just looked like they were part of the movie. So I thought that was kind of cool. That,
Oh.
yeah.
Oh, it's the actual crew working on the actual movie.
Yeah, was
Oh.
they
So
had
could
to
still be in the shot, that it wouldn't
Yeah.
matter because you're
They-
filming a film or a production.
Yeah, so she was
Yeah.
having to do the hair like period
Oh.
accurate for
the
the
actual-
the crew with the actual
cool.
like equipment, and then their costumes had to be period accurate. So they didn't have, they had the full set, and then they didn't have to worry about the people in the shot.
Yeah, I think then the
That's super
movie
cool.
it was less impressive plot line and all that stuff. It's more impressive like the production wise. So it's almost like the fucking Drake halftime show where like there were a lot of continuous shots. Is that what they're called? What's they called when like they just do like a long shot? They just like everybody has to be on point. And they're going through like different rooms. You can tell it's one continuous shot, and so they're going through and like everybody has to have their mark when they're their little cue or they pop up in the scene and they do their little thing. There was a lot of those.
Yeah.
So I think
Yeah.
it seemed like it was a very technically difficult movie to make.
A lot of
the way
one
they
takes.
made it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But just wasn't as impressive storyline or whatever. But yeah, very impressive. Just the way it looked, the way it really looked. Period.
Yeah.
Your grandma did a great job.
Yeah.
Shout out, Grandma Benton. What she did? She did all their hair so good.
She doesn't need a shout out.
Okay, fuck you, Grandma Benton. You don't get a shout
I saw her.
out. Let's take it back. We'll cut that shout out.
I'll cut this out, but she was complaining about, she said she makes too much money and it's ruining the industry. Her minimum is $80 an hour.
Wow.
And then after 8 hours, she gets, and most film shoots go to 16, 18 hours.
Yeah.
But at a certain point, she gets double time. So she makes $160 an hour.
Sheesh. That's a lot of money for a mullet.
Yeah.
I mean, if she's good enough at her fucking job, though,
She's been
making
doing it-
millions and millions of dollars. Fuck
She's
it.
been doing it for 40
Yeah,
years.
good for
she-
her.
And you got to think that the men are making 30% more than her, so that's got to be even crazier.
There's no men hairdresser. No, but they're all gay. But
Yeah.
yeah, she did like all the Hunger Games movies. She's worked on a fuck ton of stuff.
Yeah.
And she doesn't care. She doesn't know who anyone is or gives a shit.
It's probably good.
So she'll be like, "I met this guy the other day. Do you know who this is?" And it was like,
His name's Black Adam.
but it was like James Franco.
Oh shit.
and shit. Yeah, like he directed.
I
like,
sucked his dick. I didn't know even who he was, but turns out he's some
But
famous fella.
Her phone
sucked off.
She just takes pictures. She'll be like, "Do you know who this is?" And it'll be like an extra that's like a random person. I'm like, "No," and she'll be like, "Do you know who this is?" And I'll be like, "That's James
It's Robert
Franco."
De Niro.
Literally, it was Robert Duvall and like
Yeah.
Morgan Freeman. And she's like, "Do you know who these guys are?" And I was like, "That's Morgan Freeman."
Yeah, it's the guy from the Progressive commercial. It was the dude it was Uncle Sam from the halftime show, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
But that reminded me. She took me to the rap party. She did Stranger Things like all the seasons. She took me to the rap party for the first season, and I met like Billy Bobby Brown.
Millie Bobby Brown.
Yeah, whatever.
How old was she?
Oh,
at the
Drake's
time?
friend?
Yeah. Was Drake
Yeah.
there? Drake's in the corner.
She was. I mean, however old she was in that first season, but they were all children. I didn't know who the fuck they were.
Yeah.
You know, and she's like, I have to introduce you to them, and it's like a group of 10-year-olds, and I'm
Very
like,
unfortunate.
Hey.
Very unfortunate looking children too. Like not your typical star. I mean, the one kid had a fucking lisp. The Millie chick
He
is
doesn't have.
ugly
I
as
don't think he
shit.
has any teeth.
Okay, he's still better actor.
Gavin something. Yeah.
I don't know. Gavin Newsom.
Gavin Gruesome. He was ugly. Well, kid, fix yourself.
Gavin needs a new set of teeth.
Yeah.
Okay. What's going on with in your world over there?
Abhi. But yeah, so I got my kidney stone taken out. I started talking about that. That was a crazy
We
experience.
talked about that last time.
We did, but that was before. Remember, it was before the surgery. I hadn't even gotten it done yet.
Oh,
so we were just,
really?
Yeah, I was preparing for it.
Oh.
So it was a little better than I thought, but then a little bit worse. So it's the stent I talked about, the little tube that had to be put up my pee hole. The first urologist lady told me it was going to be like 1 to 2 weeks. I was going to have that up there. But she ended up not having another appointment to see me for like 2 months, which was just crazy how much they just kept like pushing it along. They were in no rush to get this fucking crazy kidney stone out of me. They just kept giving me Percocets until.
Wow.
So they finally found a different urologist here in town that could do it. That had like an earlier date, and supposedly he's like the best in town. This fucking old Jewish guy, and it's so funny how like all the nurses kept warning me about how he was kind of like he was an asshole, but they were saying it in like nice ways. Just so you know, like he's the best in Georgia. He's one of the best to ever do it. He's not the warmest. He's not going to be your friend. He's not. And I'm just sitting there like, cool. I don't want to be a fucking friend with my dick doctor. What the hell? Just get this shit out of me. I'm not trying to be bros with this dude. And yeah, he was very just professional and very by the book, not compassionate. But I just didn't care. Like, I don't need this guy.
Yeah.
Although when he pulled his stent out, I would have appreciated it a little bit more. Bedside decorum.
What'd that feel like?
Jesus Christ. The worst pain I hope I ever experienced in my fucking life. Like, I swear to God, it was the worst pain I hope ever imaginable to anybody. So they put a tube up my pee hole into my kidney. It's called a stent. And they, like I said, we're going to have to leave it for 1 to 2 weeks. It only being 2 days. And what they do is they tie strings to the end of the tube and they tape those strings to my penis. And so when it was time to take it out, they just took the tape off. And the doctor tried to, he's like, all right, taking the tapes off is going to be the most painful part. It wasn't. It didn't feel like it was fine. But then they have to pull the stent out, and there's like no anesthesia, no painkillers, nothing.
Whoa.
I'm just in there. Like it was just like an in and out appointment.
how-
So it takes 5 seconds for them to do it. So it's just
Really? Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's very. So he unties it, whatever, gets the string, and he goes, all right, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, and he just pulled it out, and it felt like a fucking bullet was being shot. I mean, I could feel it from my kidney out my fucking dick hole, and it was. I mean, it was so painful, and it burned for like 5 minutes afterwards. I mean, it was just like, I mean, I was crying and shaking on the bed. The funniest thing was I felt so violated because like he pulled it out, and I'm just like, I'm crying and shaking, and he just like walks over and he walks away and he goes, all right, you'll stop hurting in a couple minutes. Whenever you're done, just pull your pants up and get out of here. It's like I felt like a victim. I just was like, whoa, dude, like,
And they
you gonna kiss me or
that 5
Best
second
doctor in the city.
Huh?
best doctor in the city? Yeah. No, it's funny. Before he took the stent out, he asked me if I would want to keep it, and I was like, yeah, that'd be fucking cool. But then as soon as he pulled it out, dude, I wanted nothing to do with that thing. Like I saw it sitting on the counter, and I was like, you motherfucker, you.
You said it took like 5 seconds to pull out. They charge you $10,000 for that.
Well, yeah. That's the medical system for you.
Yeah.
No, I mean the whole process was $10,000. The lasers and all that stuff that they had to do. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, the pulling stent out, it was $800 actually. That was a separate bill. So it was $800 for him to just pull a fucking tube out of my dick hole.
You don't need a medical license for that.
No, I could have done it myself.
Yeah.
Do you feel like
Yeah.
I feel like it's better when they they don't warn you like about the
I don't
pain?
know. So that's the thing too. Is like, and a couple of nurses warned me, or like they tell you it's not that bad. Like don't worry, it's gonna be fine. And he tried to tell me it wasn't gonna be that bad, and it was, like I said, the worst pain I've ever felt in my life. So I'm walking out, and the nurses, all 3 black nurses, they were like, "See, it wasn't so bad, was it?" And I was like, "You fucking bitches!" No, it was in a funny way, and they all started cracking up.
I have a question.
What's up?
You talked about the guy cumming the kidney stone out.
Yeah.
Where's the cum stored in the body? Your balls?
No.
No.
I don't think. I think I learned before that. That's
Yeah,
not, I
but,
don't
but
know.
it's
Yeah,
not the cum.
okay,
The cum. Hold on. The
That is
cum,
where it's stored.
I like how it. Yeah, that's
the cum isn't stored in your kidneys. You're not busting cum out of your kidneys.
No,
so
I don't believe.
So like, yeah, but I'm saying, let's say it's true.
Okay.
Did the kidney stone move to a certain point where it was jammed up in his,
Maybe,
in his
yeah, in his
cum,
urethra,
in his
yeah.
cum gutters, and he?
I mean, if it got they got
blasted it
stuck
out?
in the urethra.
What if you had the stent in and you banged a lady and you busted the stent out inside of her? You came the stent out.
would be-
Shot a fucking 10-inch stent out of your penis. Would that be possible?
I don't think so. I don't even
What
want to
the
imagine
fuck?
it. That
what
sounds
happened?
terrible.
I'm not the one that made
I don't know. I
this
think my
up.
dog farted. Smelled something really bad.
I do want to get some more Abhi time on here
Okay,
though.
yeah.
We need to
Give us some more Abhi
get
time.
some more info about
Yeah.
Abhi.
I'm an open book.
Okay.
What people tell me I'm mysterious.
Yeah.
So I feel like I've met many people who kind of have like a natural urge to kind of get to know me.
Yeah.
Like
You said
what
you
I'm
haven't
about.
met many people, or you have?
I
Met?
have.
You have. There's a lot of people that tried to open the book,
Yeah.
tried to bust you out of your shell.
I'm a little scared of vulnerability, but
You're scared of vulnerability.
big reason why I do stand up actually.
Really?
Yeah. I wanted to get better at that. And then be more comfortable with, showing how I feel about things and be able to communicate what I think better. So stand-up's been a huge service for me.
Is that the only reason you're doing it now, or you've fallen in love with it since then?
I think I was always in love with it, but I think the stuff I just talked about was like the cherry on top. It was just like, this is what I want to do for a living, and then this also is going to make me the man I want to be.
Hell yeah.
Speaking
Yeah.
of the man you want to be, what are you doing for Valentine's Day?
Nope, taking it single.
Really?
Yeah, just gonna go to an open mic.
Yeah.
Really?
Those are my plans. Yeah.
Oh man, it's gonna be the saddest
Social
open mic
space.
of all open mics.
Yeah.
When was your last relationship?
It was 2025. It was last year.
Okay.
So
What was his name?
It'd be kind of funny if it's actually gay.
it was actually Matt's doctor.
It
Is the stint ripper?
He was the best doctor in the city, the stint ripper. Yeah.
So how long were you with this?
You saw what he did with
lady?
your dick.
Lady? Oh, I know. Right?
Imagine what he
Yep.
did with
He
mine.
learned from you.
But yeah. Yeah, so it was a lady. We started dating in
Yeah.
2023.
Okay.
We dated for about a year.
Yeah.
That was like my first love.
Okay.
I actually started dating. My first kiss was at the age of 21.
Okay. How old are you now? You're only 22,
I'm
23?
23.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow.
My
Jesus.
first love also around the same time. So dating has been very new for me.
Yeah.
Very I'm
Were you
figuring
not
a lot of
interested
stuff out.
in it in high school and college, or you just didn't? Was it you not being able to get girls? Were you not trying to get girls? Were you?
Yeah. No, I was
Which
I was
one?
very interested. I was a super bricked up middle school and high schooler.
What does that mean?
Bricked up.
Bricked up.
I don't think
dude.
that's
To
what
me,
you
that means that you're hard as fuck.
It was bad.
Okay.
No. Bricked
What's
up's
bricked
not
up?
the right.
What does bricked up mean?
It
To me, bricked up means that you're just hard as shit. Yeah.
It means your
I
dick
mean, maybe
is
he
hard.
meant that, but
Is that what you meant?
Yeah. Yeah, no, literally.
okay. So he was horny as
Oh.
shit.
I was
Okay.
horny
yeah,
as
yeah.
hell.
Oh.
But you didn't know how to.
But I was too shy
Okay.
to talk to any girls, even if I knew they liked me or
Yeah.
anything.
Okay.
I didn't get the concept of a date.
Yeah.
I was just like,
You didn't
I
get
have
the
no
concept?
idea how to navigate any of this. And then I kind of started branching out after I got into college, and and then here I am
Yeah.
doing a podcast with two dudes.
That's not the actual order of progression. You didn't go to college, not get girls, and then you just came into the podcast. There's something in between. So
it didn't work. Now
So what
I'm
were your
here.
interests growing up? Like, what did you spend most of your time? Did you play sports? Did you do video games, computer stuff?
Yeah, I played a couple sports.
Okay.
I was a t-baller in elementary school.
And that didn't get you pussy?
No, I
No, none of the t-ball sluts were out
never
there?
even made it to first base.
Yeah, that's a t-ball joke.
Ooh.
And then the one thing I was like good at in t-ball was like I could, if somebody hit like a pop-up ball,
Yeah.
I could catch the ball.
Hell yeah.
I wouldn't like
Part of
pussy
it.
out
Okay.
like the other kids.
That's a big deal at that age. No,
Yeah.
it's-
At the age of 7, that was like, dude, it was like a superpower.
Like, whoa, Jackie Robinson over here, breaking the color barrier. Jeez, look at this Indian guy just catching the ball, not being scared of it.
It was an arranged catch, right?
hell yeah.
But then I kind of transitioned to soccer
Okay.
in middle school. I kind of bounced around a lot from like sport to sport. In high school, I was a wrestler, which was interesting. I was the only Indian wrestler at my high school, which apparently also makes you the only gay Indian at your high school.
Yep.
Damn. Hell yeah. Were you good at wrestling?
I was not.
Oh, okay.
Didn't love the
What was
sport.
your weight class? Were you always kind of a smaller dude?
Yeah, I was.
Yeah.
I was 126.
Oh, dang.
Oh,
high school.
wow.
Yeah.
It's weird though. I feel like my wrestling coach, he was like a huge wrestling fanatic, but he was always just like, he was this like super motivational dude. He was like, find a way,
Yeah.
find a way, find a way. As a high schooler, you don't really take it seriously, but
No.
now I'm in comedy. I'm like, find a way. It's weird. It
man.
indoctrinated me.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is funny.
Went from
Some
Hinduism to wrestling.
I do latch on to some of the weird football. I don't want to sound like my prime was like high school, but there is so much weird shit from that story I was telling on the last one about the American flag thing. But like we just had every year we had a new batch of coaches, and we had a coach, and he did not like you saying yes sir. He just wanted you to say amen.
Oh,
And so everyone yelled amen to a bunch of stuff. But then we had another coach, and it'd be like snowing. It's like fucking 20 degrees, and we're just like freezing, pummeling each other. And he would be like, "Don't be a pussy. Weather is a mindset." And we're like, "Dude, you're not the one hitting people. You're bundled up." But he was like an ex-NFL player. But I just always, anytime it's cold or something, I'm always like, "Weather is a mindset," just as like a joke, because I'm like, it's not. It's physically happening to me right now. I get what he was saying, but like it shouldn't stop you from doing something. But it's still just funny to be like a 12-year-old
Yes.
bashing into people, and you're like, this sucks, I'm freezing, and he's like, weather's a mindset, push through it, and you're just like, okay.
Oh, yeah, I had some crazy coaches in middle school and high school, like, especially middle school, being that young, and like elementary school. I started playing football when I was like 4th grade. And yeah, those motherfuckers, they just, like,
yes.
they would get too, like, fucking kill them. The other team, that's your enemy over there. And you fucking destroyed them.
Yes.
Make them cry.
Like, I want to play Xbox.
dude.
Some of the
So
most
I get-
obsessed people you'll ever meet.
Oh yeah, they live.
It's
for that
unbelievable.
shit. Yeah,
Yeah.
because and they're just living vicariously because they didn't become the NFL star, or maybe they did, but so they just have to live through these kids. I guess I don't. Yeah, so that's some crazy. But there is something. I mean, just like I was talking about religion earlier, I think there is a lot you can gain from coaches like that. And like I think of course, people say kids nowadays are too soft and can't handle stuff and can't face adversity. And it's, I mean, there's, yes, it is good to be kind of brought up with a little bit of, like, hey, man, shit's going to suck sometimes. Fucking get over it. Fight through
Yes.
it. Don't be a pussy. Just do your shit, like.
Yes, that's. I kind of like to compare parallels between, like people I know in America and then like immigrants, like people like my parents. It's like, it's amazing how many similarities there are. So like what you were talking about with, like the coaches who are just obsessed. Like some dogs, they just never leave the fight.
Yeah.
My dad, like he was the same way. He was just like, he grew up in like very poor, so he just had to keep like working his way up. Had to get into college, had to get an education, had to get a visa here, and then when he got here, he was living a great life. But he was always like in that motivated mindset of he was always like cleaning the house. He was always like, getting his money right.
Yeah.
And it's like it's the same thing with football coaches. A lot of people I've met, they come from like rural areas. They have that kind of mentality, and it's like, a thing they say is like, oh, you can only be 3 things in the town I'm at. Like you can like go to college, or You can go into agriculture. You can go into construction. You can go into insurance. India, education, same thing. It's engineer, it's doctor, it's lawyer.
Yeah.
It's just people being almost like changed by their circumstances, and then they kind of like they transition to other places, and they're like the same person.
Yeah.
That like fascinates me.
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
Well, that's
the human experience everywhere in the world is kind of
The thing you're
similar.
talking about with your dad, that's like a lifetime of like ass busting
Of just grind,
yeah, like to get through all that. But then like you see those people here, and we're like born here, and we're just like fucking school. I don't want to go to school or whatever.
Yeah.
And he's like, he probably had to just fucking. But then it becomes like the normal. But those are always the absolute hardest.
Yeah.
If you had to like bust ass to just get here in the first place, you're not just gonna get here and stop.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
100%.
And those people are like working hard as fuck for barely a living wage a lot of the time. I used to work with a lot of those dudes in like warehouses and shit. You know, they'd be a maintenance guy for 4 hours from 2 a.m. to 6 a.m. and then they would go work at Walmart in the morning. And then by the time it was like by the time I was starting my one job at 9, they'd already worked their 2 jobs overnight to like feed their kids.
Yes.
And whatever. And you're just like, holy shit, dude, how are you able to? But they just don't care about like a social life or anything.
Yeah. But I also bet those were some of the funniest motherfuckers you ever met in your life.
Oh,
Just people,
dude.
anybody that's like really had to go through shit, like your dad,
Yes.
or like, you know, immigrants or poor people or people in the military, people who go to war. Like, those are the funniest people because they don't have time for the fucking bullshit. Like their life, you
Absolutely.
know, like they don't. It takes a very privileged life to get offended at fucking jokes and like bullshit.
Yeah,
and, like,
dude.
you've actually gone through some shit in your life. You're like, you know,
100%.
yeah, I'm not gonna worry about a fucking joke.
Yeah, I used to work at this warehouse with my dad, and he was like the warehouse manager. And it was these 2 Mexican immigrant brothers.
Oh, well, yeah,
and
yeah,
they
yeah.
were both like, you know, really short, just like really fat. But they had a bird stuck in the warehouse, and they were trying to get it out. And my dad was like, clap. And there's just certain words they just don't know. Like they both speak fluent English and everything. But he was like, clap, like make noise to get it out. And they were like, I don't know what clap means. And my dad started doing it, and they were like, oh, applaudio. And so they started calling my dad Applaudio. and then my dad asked if he wanted a cupcake, and he was like, I don't know what a cupcake is. And he gave him a cupcake, and he was like, what are you, gay? Like, you're giving me a cupcake? And he was like,
What,
no,
are you a
that's-
cupcake?
yeah. But he thought he was calling him cupcake.
Yeah,
and they were
yeah.
like, that's a round cake. So my dad, for 10 years at his job, these 2 brothers have been calling him a Plaudio round cake for fucking a decade. He comes to work, and the people he's managing are like, a Plaudio round cake. Then they come to me, and I'm little Applaudio round cake or whatever, and they would just be like, you know, your dad's racist, and I'm like, what? And then they would say the most racist shit you've ever heard in your life. It was just crazy.
Yeah. Do you think your dad ever, not holds it against you, but do you think your dad has ever like, I guess, yeah, held against you the fact that like it's a lot easier for you than it was for him? Does he take pride in that, or does? Because I feel like it could go both ways, or maybe both, or could at the same time. Like he's proud of the fact that he probably got this life for you, but then yeah, there's got to be a little bit of not resentment. I don't know what the right word is, but yeah, the fact that
Is
you
he
know,
is he bisexual in his feelings about your upbringing?
No, he never held it against me, but yeah, you're right that there's like a little like irritation, a little frustration that I could definitely pick up on when he like, you know, he was like talking to me, he saw how I lived, how I kind of processed things, my definitely like lackluster work ethic as I was growing up, because, you know, I wasn't like the most amazing student. I definitely think it's just like, I think it all comes like from a place of love.
yeah.
Like, you know, he just
my
wants-
dad was a hard ass. My dad was fucked. And but like looking back on it, he could have done things differently, but it was all out of love. It was all out of making me a better person and a better man.
Exactly.
Or whatever. Yeah.
They just like don't want you to suffer in this world.
Yeah. They're
Right?
trying to prepare
Which I
you.
totally understand.
So at the time, it's hard to understand. Like when they're being hard on you, it was like, what the fuck? But like, yeah, it's. Then as an adult, you start learning. Like, okay, like now this guy's been hard on me, but I learned from my dad that, you know, like, okay, I can get through this shit. You know, like,
Yeah.
if I can handle that.
I think like sometimes I would make him laugh and he would like lay off on me because like I was a huge procrastinator in high school, right?
Yeah.
So sometimes my dad, he would give me a speech. He was like, listen, in this world, you can you can work hard early, like you can work hard now, or you can work hard later. And I was lazy, so I was like, okay, I'll work hard later, and that would make him laugh.
That part sounds good.
Yeah.
How do they feel about you doing comedy?
My dad, he passed away in 2020 before I started doing comedy. Yeah, not to bring the movie. It's fine. My mom, I think she's at the point where she kind of like respects my independence. So she's like, hey, listen, like it's cool for you to do comedy, to pursue it, but just make sure you can like take care of yourself in the long run, right?
Yeah, I think that's most important. Yeah.
Yeah. So she's very chill about it. She's pretty cool.
Yeah. Hell yeah. But yeah, I can't even imagine as like a immigrant that worked your ass off to get here and did all that shit he had to go through for your son to just be like, Dad, my teacher's being mean to me at school. Like, motherfucker. Like, if you even knew. So, but again, he's got a little bit of pride, the fact that, like, yeah, he built that life for you, that's your biggest obstacle that you had to face growing up.
It's a weird irony.
Yeah,
because you know, you work so hard for this like amazing life in America, and then your kid's like
has that amazing life, and you're like, son of a bitch. Like, you don't even know what you have.
Yeah.
100%.
All right. How about we get to the showing of the bits?
Yeah.
I mean, you guys want to? Yeah.
Let's show the bits and call it quits.
Let's get to the part of the podcast.
Who wants to go? I can go first.
Okay.
I don't know if I can make this a bit. This happened yesterday. I didn't get any notifications about this, but I opened my Gmail account to check something. I think it was to send you the clips.
Okay.
And I had a bunch of emails from Match.com that were like, "Hey, Jason, there's 60-year-old women in your area in
your name Jason?
In New Jersey." No, my name is not. But it's some guy named Jason signed up for Match.com in New Jersey to find 60-year-old women.
Yeah.
With my email address. So I had to change my information, but I just thought that was bizarre.
Is your email like something that people would like just like put in as a fake email, or is it like specific to you?
It's very specific to me. I won't give it out, but I don't know. I don't know if I can make a joke out of that. But I just opened it and it was just 20 emails that are like, here's your matches for the day.
I mean, I guess a possible joke on that would be, what would be the other funniest things to sign people up for, like the most like innocent but also kind of affecting their life, because you're married, so that's not fucking cool for like you to start getting Match.com emails.
Yeah.
So I don't know like what you could sign
my
people
wife
up
thought
for.
My wife thought it was really funny because I showed her. It was just like 60-year-old singles in New Jersey. It's such a random like. It's obviously not me.
Yeah.
And
so you say.
No, of course not. Why is there no reaction?
That's a good cop out.
But
When's the last time you went to New Jersey?
Never.
You planning on going to New Jersey?
We do kind of want to move there in a few years.
So you're trying to plan your harem out there.
I'm not looking for 60-year-old, but I'm very happily married.
Yeah.
But even if I wasn't, I wouldn't be looking for women in their 60s.
Okay.
Not that there's anything wrong with you, old broads.
All the 6-year-old women watching this podcast.
Your heart risk harem.
Huh?
Your heart risk harem.
Heart risk harem. Yep. I like it.
What does that
Heart
mean?
attack.
Because they're old people.
Oh.
That's your harem.
What is harem?
A harem is
Like a group of girlfriends.
it's
or
a group of wives or girlfriends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
And you have like a
All
whole
exclusive to you.
flock of
You're too smart for me. I'm sorry.
I'm the first one that used that word.
Oh.
But anyways,
I don't know. Is there something there I could turn?
I think so. That's a funny situation.
It's just
Definitely.
weird because I didn't get any notifications, so I log in and it's just like a month's worth of daily matches, and it's just like a picture of like 30 different 60-year-old women from New Jersey.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I thought it was odd.
It'd be funny if
maybe
he
you could
like
talk-
contacted you and he was like, "Hey, could you do the dual factor authentication for me?
Yeah.
Just to confirm
Check
the
the
email
text.
link."
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think maybe if
Yeah.
you talked about like how you're curious if like that's the setting the guy put it at, or if that's just who's naturally attracted to you. Maybe that's just like your
He didn't
market.
use no. He didn't use my like
Okay, well, that's
picture
part of
or
the joke.
anything.
You could
Yeah.
just like, or is that my?
I don't know. Older women aren't I remember when I was, not that it mattered that I was single, but when I used to work at a golf course, there was a guy I was working with, and we were both like in good shape, about the same age. And all the older women would always hit on him, and I was not interested in them, but I was jealous that they weren't interested in me, because they'd be like, let me get your phone number and stuff, and I'm like, that's so weird, but also, why didn't you fucking ask for my phone number? What's this guy's really that much more attractive than me?
Yeah.
Really, that you don't even want to ask me for you don't even want to try to, what's it called when you
try to riz?
Riz. No, I meant like when an older lady goes after a younger guy. Is
a cougar?
Robbing the cradle?
Yeah.
That's a good one.
I don't know. It made me kind of self-conscious, because I was like, what about me is not attractive to an older woman, but this guy has it, and they don't want my information.
Maybe it was that guy that set up those emails for you to like finally just, break that cycle for you.
Maybe.
Your whole life you've been thinking, why aren't 16-year-old women into me? And he's like, you know what? Let me help this guy out. Let me send him some,
I guess I could.
That's funny.
I feel like
callback.
Yeah, I feel like that's funnier, because I forgot about that and I just remembered it. But I feel like that's funnier than even I could lead into that, I guess.
Yeah, you get the email. You're like, finally.
Yeah. Finally, the cougars are interested.
The validation I've been waiting for.
Crawling back.
You try to figure out, what lifestyle changes you've made to make them more attracted to you now. Like, what do you think it is now?
I think I look more like a dad.
Yeah,
now
that's what it is.
I used to look.
It's all the sensible sweaters your wife keeps putting you in.
Is this a sweater? I got this for myself.
It's a nice sweater, though.
I dress myself. It was $20.
Just means it'd be attractive to older ladies.
Target. But yeah, anyway, that's my thing.
I feel like a direction is this kind of develops into a story-like bit where you get to know the guy who's using your email for his Hinge account.
Yeah, I'm like, this guy's got some really weird taste in women. Get to know him through the women that he is liking on Match.com.
Yeah.
This guy's a freak.
Right, this guy's all over the place. Just he doesn't even have a type. Just old, young, fat, skinny. Just
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's something there. I don't want to take up too much time, so one of you guys hop in.
What you got, Abhi? Did you prepare something?
Yeah. So I have a bit that I want to try out.
Okay. This is the time and place.
So I haven't tested it out a ton, but I think it's a funny idea. So I'm driving through like the city, and I see these license plates, which, they'll have like a bald eagle on them or like a monarch butterfly. The DMV, they sell these custom license plates for like wildlife awareness or like environmentalism awareness. So the one I saw was like, give wildlife a chance.
Okay.
So the idea is like, is that where we're like at with the wildlife? We're like giving it a chance. I thought we like needed trees.
Yeah, we're not protecting it. We're not saving it. We're just like, come on, guys. Give them a shot. Give them
a shot.
Give them a shot.
It's like the 6-year-old women trying to go out Perry. Just give them a shot, Perry.
Well,
just give them a chance.
It is funny to have like a picture of a moose and be like, once you get to know him, he's a pretty cool guy. If you would give him a chance,
just go on one date with him. You'll see. It's not.
Oh, did you guys have the vision?
Yeah,
because I was gonna be like, it's like putting a guy in the friend zone.
Yeah,
and then being like, give him a chance. So I'm like,
And you could also do different examples of animals. Like, I'd give a lion a chance, but a fucking, I don't know, whatever. A warthog. I'm not giving him a chance. What the fuck? No.
A red sparrow.
Yeah.
So it's like wildlife in the friend zone. I'm like, oh, he's sweet. He's a breath of fresh air. Wildlife. It's a good long-term option.
Yeah, you could again pick different animals and describe why they would be good dating partners, or
that's.
We're looking for loyalty. We're looking for somebody that will be by your side for the rest of your life. Somebody that will be happy when you come home. Like a dog. Or I don't know. Something not related to dating, but then you always go back to an animal that would be.
Or not if you instead of a dating angle, you could do it as like a friend angle of like why it'd be good to hang out with a fucking parrot or whatever. They have weird random of like. I don't know.
I do like that idea, but I think to give him a chance leans more towards like the dating. Like, come on, like give him a chance. Go out with him once. Like, I know you've been with all these hot guys, but just give this ugly guy a chance. Come on, give the fucking red-toed sloth a chance. You never know. Like they move slow, and they you can take things slow, and I don't know. You can have some fun.
Super nice.
This grizzly bear cleans up really nice. If you go out to dinner with him, pick a nice restaurant, just whatever. Once you see him cleaned up, he's a pretty good looking guy.
He won't treat you like a narwhal.
All these ladies say they'd rather be stuck in the woods with a bear than a man. Huh? Give him a chance.
That's
Go
what
ahead.
I was thinking.
Give wildlife a chance.
Yeah.
Go ahead, lady.
Great
Give him a
reference.
chance.
I was thinking
Go ahead and
something
see.
like that
Yeah.
too.
There you go.
And then
Yeah.
the other kind of like angle I feel like is like why is the DMV that's like promoting this environment? Because it's like, hey sir, would you like this environmentally friendly license plate on your armored 8-wheel Hummer?
Right.
It's like,
Yeah.
it's like this guy's buying like a car that guzzles diesel or gas.
Yeah.
And it's
Oh yeah.
is that gonna help?
No, I think it's a good angle of like certain license plates you should have to earn. Because I have one of those places. It's a friend to animals, and it's a dog and a cat kissing in a heart. It's a kind of a weird like animal. Like
I know what you're
kind of
talking about.
And I got one of the license plates. I didn't really know what it looked like before I got it. It just donates to whatever animal rescue. So I bought the plate.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I think a funny thing would be like you should have to earn those. Like because electric cars do have like the environmentally friendly. They all have the little environmentally friendly license plate tag, whatever. Like. But yeah, if you want to say, give wildlife a chance, like, go live in the fucking woods with a bear. Or, I don't know, like, earn that fucking license plate. You don't just give the DMV $60. Like, go earn it.
Yeah.
You should have to.
I like that the angle you're talking about of like, it's like a dude driving like a diesel truck. It's like and it's like a deer or something. It's like this is the guy running over and killing all of the wildlife on the freeway. They don't have a chance when they come across this fucking Dodge or whatever. That thing takes no damage.
Yeah, it's a guy in a fucking Hummer with a license plate that says fucking global warming is real or whatever.
Running over bobcats on
It's
85.
an endangered species on the way out the DMV.
Yeah.
And it's almost like the virtue signaling, the least effective virtue signaling you can do. Like even less than like putting a black square on Instagram to end racism. Like that was like just performative. Like you just put this fucking license plate. You just paid $60 and like you didn't mean this shit.
Yeah.
You didn't earn this.
That thing didn't stand a chance against my fucking Hummer or whatever car. It ran right over that thing.
A custom Jeep Wrangler.
Yeah. Plowing through deer on the side of the road without a scratch.
Give wildlife a chance. No, it's funny. I like the dating angle of it, or
There's a lot of angles of it, but it is funny for someone to put that on their Hummer that's like polluting with this like 8 mile a gallon.
Go green.
And they're driving down a fucking stretch of highway that's deforested, like half the country. It's 1,000-mile stretch of concrete they deforested half of the fucking
or if they're like driving in like in a live forest, like as they drive by the trees are just like blackening and crumbling as they drive by the trees, just dying
from the exhaust of
and the carbon monoxide,
crushing animals under the tires and ramming. I don't know. I like that. There's a lot of angles to that.
Explore it. I need to send some clips of me trying it. Right?
Well,
okay.
No. But also it's such a common thing because everyone sees those license plates, so it's so relatable already, and then it's like starting so relatable, and then you can take it to this like weird. I know that's not really like your thing, but like you have so many options you can try with it. So I think that's a fun joke.
Okay, cool. I'm trying to do more just like relatable clean, just to build my act out. And
that's like a fully clean no matter what you do.
Yeah, I mean there's just no race, no sex, no politics.
No,
to it.
if I was doing it, it would be weird as fuck.
Race,
it would be
sex,
no. It would not be. These fucking bears are like Donald Trump, and the deer are like Joe Biden. What's
the difference between black bears and brown bears?
Yeah, no. That I don't do shit like that. I'm just saying it would be.
I don't know, but I don't want either one of them in my house.
Can a woolly mammoth shave
I don't want a bear.
down
I don't want a
there?
bear in my house. It's bears, dude.
No, I would just be weird as fuck with it. I don't know how to write normal.
Yeah.
I do love like coming up with like I don't know, abrupt or like kind of like confusing responses to like people who like cold call you like on the street. Like I remember during like the election there would be like women like handing out flyers for whoever they like register to vote or whoever they wanted you to vote for, and they'd like approach me. I'd be like, I have a girlfriend. And that always like made them laugh, and it was like a little awkward. I know it was a little joke I could get away with.
No, it's fun. Yeah, like, hey, lady, relax. You're coming on a little strong. Like just, play it cool. All right, let's,
I'm not giving you my number.
Someone's like trying to hand you like a Baptist like pamphlet.
Yeah.
And you're like, I have a girlfriend.
I like the idea of like a voting person. Like, you gonna vote? Just like coming over like, yeah, which candidate is like super against abortion, or like just like the wildest shit. Like, okay, no, let me take one of this. Which candidate is would do this?
Yeah, which candidate is gonna funnel
Pro-killing.
money to bomb this?
Yeah.
I'm gonna vote for that guy.
Thank you for this information. I appreciate that. I didn't know.
This will be very useful.
Thank you. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that is the Show Me Your Bits podcast. Thank you guys so much. Thank you, Perry, for being here. Thank you, Abhi, for being here.
Thanks for having me.
You guys have been awesome. Thank you guys. Please like, subscribe, do all that bullshit. Follow the page. That's it. God bless America.